Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me right at 8 p.m. Take that, Mike Boss. Yes, I'm actually on time, but late anyway, because I should be doing, actually I'm early. I should be coming on at 9 if it is my normal show that happens at 9, but that didn't work. So then 7, but that didn't work. So I said, you know what? I'm going to split the difference and do 8. So there we go. I am on time for 8. Look at me go. I am rocking and rolling. Sadly, my plans that I've been working on this today have not come to fruition. So I am not happy about my plans. They did not go as well as I wanted to, but I'm still here with you anyway, talking about something I think we all care about, which is this damn election and who is going to actually wind up actually making this work. And there's many levels to this, right? You might go, well, I know who's going to do it. It's going to be whatever, the bankers or something, right? Yes, but no. And, it's going to be the swing states. Yes, but no. I'm going to cover a bunch of those and go to the most important piece, which is I don't know still who's going to win. The strategies are clearer now for sure. And I think the Trump boat is really starting to turn now. I think it is starting to turn. I told you last week, it's taking time to turn. I think it's starting to turn. The Harris train is clearly where it's going. It is. And I still think, and people will be mad at me when I say it, but I still say it. Harris's team right now is still a better team at the moment. We'll see if that changes. But at the moment, they are a better team. And they are doing a lot of the different work. The question is their strategy the right strategy? That is a big question. So, of course, it's going to be a good show. So what are you waiting for? Click the button known as like. Why wouldn't you do that? I don't understand why you wouldn't. Of course you should do that. Click the button known as like. I do think that does matter if you don't mind. If you're watching on Twitter or on Facebook, please retweet this if you don't mind. It's always a good thing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you want to super chat me to get to the front over your comments, Larry Sharpe, YouTube, super chat. Membership is always appreciated, as it always is. Less time working, more time doing this. The sad part is if I work and I don't get deals done, I don't get paid. What are you going to do? We keep working. We keep trying. We keep doing what we got to do. We keep going. We don't stop either way. So first piece I want to bring up. The first thing I want to bring up is the idea of swing states. Here, as you know, the most important thing is the swing states. 7 states in general, if I remember the right, Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Those are the 7 swing states. Now, why are they swing states? Why do you care about those? Because all the other states, they're so gerrymandered or so connected that we kind of know where they're probably going to go unless something crazy happens. And it does happen sometimes. Every once in a while, it does happen. But generally speaking, we know where they're going to go, which means the Democrats right now are starting with 226 in their column already. And the Republicans have 219 in their column already, right? They're sitting there. That's there. The question is, can they build enough to get to 270? And those 7 states will basically decide that. So you're saying, Larry, doesn't matter what I do if I don't live in those 7 states. Not really. I don't mean to be mean, but when it comes to the election, not much. I mean, not much. Not enough people watch this show to make a change, right? If I had Joe Rogan numbers, maybe, that might do something. But no, the reality of it is, if you don't live in one of those swing states, your votes, is your vote, generally speaking, unless you can, and I say this all the time, if you have the opportunity in your state to support a third party that requires ballot access, you should probably support that third party, whichever one is closest to you, right? If it's Libertarian, Greens, Constitution, Conservative, whatever is your part is closest to you. If there is one that is near you, I think you should support them. That's my opinion, because they may need your vote to get ballot access for the next years. At least then you'll make some impact. Your vote will then make impact because another party will have ballot access. If you don't have that in a state, like me, I don't have that in my state. Does it really matter what you do? Sadly, no. Those 7 states matter. Okay, why do those 7 states matter? Those 7 states matter, as I mentioned, as we're moving up that level of what we're doing. Those 7 states matter because literally 20,000 votes could decide this election. That's not an exaggeration. That's not a joke. 20,000 votes could decide this election. 20,000 votes divided among 3 or 4 of those states could decide this election. If Harris wins almost any 3, I mean 3 or 4, but almost any 3, Harris will win. Trump has to win a couple 3 or 4, and then Trump wins. That's how this is being done. So wait a minute, Larry, these 7 states matter. Yes. And very few. Yes. Which is why I am not going to say who can win right now. Because if you look at all of the polling, and I'll show you a little bit of the polling right now we have. This is from, this is Real Clear. Because if I don't use Real Clear, Mike Voss gets mad at me. So I got to use them. Otherwise he gets mad. So I'm going to make him happy. And I'm going to use them because that's his favorite. So I will use them. This is Real Clear. Real Clear. And they're the ones talking about the average polling. Look at the average polling. It's very close. I don't know if you can see it or not, but if you can't see it, the top total is 2 points plus 2 points for Harris. That's nothing. That's margin of error. That's the same. It's even, right? Then Harris by 3, Trump by 1, Harris by 1, Harris by 6. That's an off one, right? Then it's an actual tie. Harris by 5, Harris by 4, Trump by 4, Harris by 4, Harris by 4, tie. These are all statistical ties. So the problem is statistical tie. What does that mean? I don't know who's going to win. How can I know? Right? I don't count the one outlier where Harris is plus 6. I think that's an outlier. I don't count that one. But you look at all the rest of them. Oh my God. Right? Oh my God. I don't think it's clear at all. And that's a problem. So how are they deciding that? Here's what they're deciding in each state. If you look at Arizona, you're not seeing Harris push as hard in Arizona as they did in the last time. Why? Because they're afraid. They think Arizona has been a red state many times, right? It has been. Not just that, Arizona is a border state. That's a problem. So not great, right? Not great in that regard for her. However, here's the big piece. You look at how they're doing it. The Republicans actually have a disadvantage here. And you might go, why? Because the Republicans are actually trying to change minds. You see, they just had Elon Musk. Tomorrow they're supposed to have an event with RFK Jr. and Tulsi. They're actually trying to bring more people in. The Republicans are trying to open the fence, open the gates and bring more people in. That's what they're trying to do. That's harder than what Harris is doing. Harris's team is just going, oh, no. If you're a Republican, we don't care. We don't care about you. We just need our people to show. She is doubling down on a friendly audience, which is easier. So if you watch the tactics they're using, what Harris is doing is Harris is actually saying, I'm going to go on all the friendly things. She went on that one, call her daddy. Did I get that right? She went on that podcast. I'm exaggerating, but it's kind of like Joe Rogan for women. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it kind of is, right? It's a very popular podcast. I think it's number 2 in the country, if not top 3. But I think it's number 2 or top 5 at least. But I'm pretty sure it's top 2. And so it's very popular, insanely popular, and that's her audience. Women, particularly young women, that's her audience too, right? Women who have college degrees, that is her audience. So she's focusing there. She's went on 60 Minutes. Boomers, her audience, right? And she's going on The View, her audience. She is just going to her audience. You might go, Larry, that's dumb. No, it's not. It's actually smart because she knows something. In 5 out of those 7 swing states, 6 out of those 7 swing states, most of the voters are women. Yes. And in fact, most of them is actually 60% or more of the voters are women. Yes, 60% or more are women. So she is spending most of her time in there, spending that time trying to getting more and more of them to come, which means if the women show up, you win. I think it's a smart move. You may go, it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. You might think, okay, maybe it's not fair, but I still think it's a smart move. I think it's a good move for her. She has two things she does very well, right? Joe says male votes matter. Not if you're Harris, they don't. Sorry, Joe. So not for her. So if you're her, I think it's a smart move, though. I mean, what's she good at? She's good at talking about women's issues. Very good at that. And she's also very good at Orange Man Bad. She's good at those two. Why not do that? It's a smart move. So who's she sending out to Fox News, other places? She's sending out Waltz. Similar tactic to what Trump did. When Trump got Vance, he threw Vance into the lines. And to give Vance his credit, Vance did a good job. They throwing Waltz out there the same way. Not a bad deal. Waltz is not doing that bad. I mean, he is getting beat up by Fox, of course, as he would, but relatively, he's not that bad. Waltz is doing a decent job, also fighting, taking the arrows as Vance is doing. Other thing, though, Trump is trying to do is get others involved. That's why he's got Musk involved and Tulsi involved, and Harris doesn't have that. She's not going for that. So I think that piece is critical. And I think it may work for Harris. This is good. This is a good chance. This is a good thing. If you only need 20,000 votes, much easier to get 20,000 women who are already predisposed to vote for you. Not a bad deal. This is a winnable race. But Democrats have another advantage. And the advantage is cash. You guys haven't noticed, the Democrats are raising way much more money than Republicans are. Like by hundreds of millions of dollars. By hundreds of millions of dollars. They're raising way more money than the Democrats, the Republicans are raising. And they're spending more too. This even includes PACs. And Trump is more reliant upon PACs. Elon Musk supposedly, I don't know if it's actually true, but he has supposedly said he's going to give like $50 million, which would be great for Trump. It would be great for him. But Harris already got that. So nice for Trump. I'm not mad. Good. Get your money. Everybody get their money. I'm not mad at that. But Harris already got it. She's got more than that. She's outspending him by over $100 million. Like every couple of months, it's over $100 million. She is spending lots of money. You might go, Larry, does it really matter? If I only need 20,000 votes, that might matter. So I think that piece is important to understand how this is working. So I went down a whole road to say a couple of things. One thing is, generally speaking, at this high level, a couple of $1 million being spent by one or the other does not matter, to be forward, right? Hillary outspent Trump in 2016, Trump still won, right? So that doesn't do it. But in a small percentage where you only need 1 or 2%, and in only 7 states, and when the gap in spending is $100 million or more, I think money could do it. I think that's realistic. I think money could do it. The question is, will the Trump boat shift in time? And I'm seeing it shift. As I was telling you last week, it's been slow to shift. I am seeing the Trump boat shift. If it shifts fast enough where he can get rock and roll in it and be on his train, he's got a shot at still beating Harris. But right now, if I had to guess, it looks like Harris has all the advantages. She has friendly audiences everywhere, lots of press, lots of money. I think she has the advantage at this moment. I think she has the advantage. That's my view. So we'll see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. And the heavy piece is because she only has to focus on swing voters. So she has to focus on just swing voters. That's the issue. All right, let me grab a couple of these comments if I could, as I start walking down these roads. Vivek says, of the 7 swing states as it actually stands, Trump will get Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia. Harris will get Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. Correct, right? If that does happen, which many people think it will, Harris wins. If that's accurate, right? Harris wins. If what you're saying is accurate, and many people believe that, Harris wins. Not cool. Not cool for Trump. If Trump gets Nevada, it won't be enough. He will come down to Michigan and Pennsylvania. Michigan more likely. Yes, I think that's true. That's the point. You're getting this. You're understanding how this matters. And why I'm saying if you don't live in a swing state, does it really matter? Not so much. Got to make a quick change. Excuse me 1 second, please. 1 second. There we go. And make a quick shift. I apologize. My camera is giving me some trouble all of a sudden. I don't know why it decided to give me some trouble, but it has been giving me trouble. And I don't know why today all of a sudden decided to give me trouble. Anyway, let me keep moving down if I could. I do think Vivek is getting this completely. on which is happening, right? And the other piece to remember here is each state could change. So in Arizona, it could easily be the border issue. That could be the reason why it happens the other way. In Nevada, though, is something different. Nevada has a very interesting situation. Nevada has very high unemployment. So it could be jobs. Could be jobs program. Could be that. Absolutely. Right? Wisconsin and Michigan, they used to be more, Democrat, but they're kind of blue collarish now. Who knows? Right? Either way. North Carolina could be the floods. Could be that. Georgia could be the black vote. Could be that too. You might go, Georgia, wait a minute. Here's the thing that has changed in North Carolina and Georgia in the South. There has been a whole lot of internal migration in the country to these areas from the non-South, right? A whole lot from the non-South. So, I don't know. Guys, hold on 1 second. I'll make a quick shift if I could. All right. Is my camera back on? There we go. For some reason, my camera was giving me trouble. Now, all of a sudden, it's not giving me trouble anymore. Okay, so we're rocking on. Thank you for that. All right. Anyway, so the idea is there's been a lot of internal migration. When it comes to Georgia, some of you may not know this, but a whole bunch of Hollywood has gone to Georgia. You might go, what? Yeah. Atlanta and Georgia in general have been very good in trying to get things made there, right? Hollywood and California has been so terrible for labor in general. The last couple of decades, it's been losing a lot of its people from the Hollywood area. You can't make anything in California because of all the laws. So initially, Canada took a bunch of it. If you know that, Canada has been taking a bunch of stuff that used to be made in California. Toronto was making it. British Columbia was making it. They would just take it. Come on in. We would do it. And then Georgia said, we would like that. Why don't you come to Atlanta? So Georgia was actually making it very good. New York, by the way, traditionally has been very good when it comes to any type of media. Bloomberg, for some of the bad things he's done, he said some good things too. And what Bloomberg did great was he was like, oh, you want to make something in New York? Yes. Shut a road down? Done. Whatever you want. You need cops? Done. You need fire department? Yes. Didn't matter. He would say, yes, come to New York, make movies, make stuff, make TV shows, make media. Come on down. He was so open for it, and it was great for the city. It really was. Since then, they haven't been as good, but not as bad, but not that good. Georgia has been amazing. And because of that, a lot of people have gone there. You might go, oh, that makes sense. Well, a lot of those people, as you know, in Hollywood, they might vote Democrat. Hence, Georgia is starting to become that route. North Carolina, the Raleigh area. Am I saying that? Raleigh? It's Raleigh, right? Raleigh. The Raleigh area from North Carolina, that whole area, Durham, Raleigh area, been packed with youngsters. They're coming in left and right. Young people tend to vote blue. That's why these states are becoming swing states, because of internal migration. It's why Florida became a red state. Florida used to be a swing state, but all the people from all the red people from New York moved to Florida. So Florida became a red state. So internal migration is changing some of these things. And that's why the states are beginning to change. That's why Texas is still red, but not as red. Why? California is going to Texas. Austin, also true. So internal migration does begin to change these things. So just so you understand. All righty. Instant Defense, thank you for the $20, my friend. I appreciate it. 7% of Americans think chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Okay. Well, at least they think brown cows, not like green or purple cows. So that's something, right? I guess that's something. But yes, thank you for the comment. But and that 7% could literally turn the election. Literally turns the election over. 100%. Yes. So that could be a problem. But no, I guess your point here is that there are a lot of Americans who aren't paying attention and who vote whoever their friend tells them. Yes. Which, by the way, gives Harris another advantage. I know you Trump supporters are going to be mad when I keep saying this, but she has advantages. She does. She has a better ground game. She has a larger team than Trump does, larger group of volunteers, larger organizers, and a better ground game. There are far more door knockers across the country, that is, for Harris than there are for Trump. And people like that, when someone knocks on the door and goes, hey, Harris, she's great because 1, 2, 3, 4. They go, oh, I didn't know. I was too busy trying to figure out where strawberry milk comes from because I've never seen a pink cow before. That person goes, oh, I guess I'll vote for the person who knocks on my door. And if more people who are Harris knock on the door, Again, I'm not saying this is a Harris victory. I'm not saying that. I'm saying right now, the advantages are Harris. That's accurate at this moment in time. The advantages are Harris. That's what I'm saying. So thank you for that, though. I do appreciate it. Let me grab some of these. Okay. Mike says, one to spite my day. I did. So I got you, Mike. I did. I got you. I was like, oh, I'm coming on time. So I'm stopping stuff, coming on time. I'll teach him. So yeah. Hey, at least I'm paying attention, man. Something, right? I do like that. Yes. All righty. Grab some more of these. I do appreciate all of the comments. I know you guys do it, and I do appreciate the comments tremendously. So, all right. The AC says, sorry, Larry. No, it's part of what I do, right? I appreciate the sentiment, but it's part of what I do. There are times when I work very hard and get nothing, and times when I work very hard and get a lot. Times when I work not that much and get nothing, and times when I don't work that much and get a lot. If the lifestyle I've chosen is that's my lifestyle. I've chosen I picked that lifestyle, right? I'm in this, so I picked it. It's how it works. So yes. AC, thank you for being a member, by the way. Also goes on to say, are the Republicans going to be able to hold Florida when DeSantis isn't able to raise it from the watery depths? At the moment, yes. At the moment, yes. I think Florida is solid red. I do not see Florida. I mean, look, there are blue votes in Florida, don't get me wrong. And locally, some Democrats do win, right? It's similar to New York State, where locally Republicans win. Just statewide Republicans can't win. Right now, statewide, I do not see any chance of a Democrat winning statewide right now. I don't see it. Jennifer says, voters like me in Pennsylvania pick POTUS. Jennifer, your vote matters tremendously. I'm sure you're seeing all types of ads. You're probably getting mailers. You're probably getting all the goodies. You're getting you're everybody's best friend all of a sudden. Jennifer's like, oh, Jennifer, you're my best friend now. Everybody, you got a bunch of best friends all of a sudden. That's kind of nice. But remember, November 6th, they may not be your friends anymore. But until November 5th, you got lots of friends. It's amazing. I'm sure you're loving life when it comes to that. Oh, yes, absolutely. Andrew says, why do we got to choose our leaders? Isn't that what Congress is for? No. That's that. Okay. No, that's a parliamentary system, right? That's how the Brits do it and such. Japanese do it the same way, right? No, and that's a whole difference. That's difference between a president and a prime minister. The thing that I'll give you some trivia since you brought this up, Andrew. Excuse me, I will give you some trivia. I've had to stop like 45 times today. I apologize, guys. This is a bad night for me here. I think I may have to buy a new camera here. Let's see if all right, we're good again. Sorry, man. Keeps messing up. I'll give you a little bit of trivia if I could. I'll ask a nice trivia question. Anyone happen to know, and I'll give you a couple of seconds to come up if you happen to remember this, who is the longest currently serving head of state in the world? The longest currently serving head of state in the world. You might go, wasn't that like Queen so-and-so or one of those things, if the case may be? Why do I ask this question? Because there is a difference between a head of state and a head of government. And it's kind of a trick question. The head of state represents the people and is usually a president, and elected by the people. A head of government is often a prime minister and is elected or selected by whatever their Congress is, whether it's a diet, whether it's the parliament, whatever it is. That's usually what it is. But the longest service head of state in the world is Kim Il-sung. Yes, the dead president of North Korea. Because North Korea was so smart, they literally said, no, you're not president for life. You are president for eternity. So today, currently, North Korea, their head of state is the long dead Kim Il-sung. And he will be the longest serving head of state for eternity. He is number one and he will stay number one. So they have a head of state who is their grandson. The grandson, right? The grandson is the head of state. Now, why did I bring all this stuff? I just thought it was kind of interesting to tell you the story. Because who is the head of state of Canada? It's King Charles over in England. That's why he's in their money. So, yes. Michael says, I thought you meant living. I didn't say that. I said currently serving. I did not say living. I said currently serving. That's why it's a trick question, my friend. That's why it's a trick question. Yes, because that's why they have a prime minister who is selected by their Congress. That's how that works. Now, why do I bring all this up? Because America is very special. We are one of the rare countries where we actually mix our head of state and our head of government together. Our president is very powerful because our president, our executive, is both head of state and head of government. That's what makes him so powerful. So I went down that long road so that you understand that's why our president is so powerful, right? Our president is not selected by Congress, to your point. That's what a prime minister would be if we had a prime minister, right? But we don't have one. So he is both head of state and head of government. And that is not very common, right? Officially, even in Russia, I know people put Putin. Officially, is a separate president and a separate prime minister. If you remember, Putin was prime minister for a while and then came back. They have some law like you're going to be 12 years president. So he shifted back from being president and then both of those two. So yes, the AC says all executive power passes to the president. Correct. Yes. When some other countries, that's not true. They're two separate pieces. So I know I went down a long road, but I wanted to give you that concept. That's why our president is so important compared to others. So yes. AC goes on to say, Larry, please, Trump isn't going on anyone who doesn't metaphorically service him or literally even. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm talking about a different strategy. What Trump is trying to do, though, he is trying to, he's trying to actually turn people, right? So he does go to places that aren't traditionally like that. For example, Trump went on the National Association of Black Journalists, and that was very negative, right? He will go to places like the Bronx, which traditionally is negative. That wasn't that bad when he came to the Bronx. He was actually received relatively well. If you saw that, people liked him in general here, but there were some people who didn't like him, of course. So I'm not saying he goes into the lion's den. He doesn't. I think you're right. But Harris has gone nowhere near the lion's den. She's going to places that are just traditional, her people, hers. That's it. Trump has done some other things. Both of them, though, have used their VP to go into the lion's den. Both have done that. Absolutely. So, yeah. Jennifer says all the male lawyers will vote for Harris. You know, I think there was something about right. If you look in America right now, there are two things that separate us more than anything else. Politically, two things: education, gender. Those two. So, and this again, advantage goes to Harris. Most of our registered voters are women. Most of actual voters, women. Most are 50 some odd percent, 60%, something like that. Compared to something like that. Yeah. So there are more women registered and more women who actually vote every single time in America. That's how it always works. So if you are a woman, the odds are much higher. You are a Democrat compared to male. Odds are higher that you are a Republican. If you're educated, an educated meaning you have a college degree, bachelor's degree or higher. That is how pollsters say you're educated. If you have a college degree or higher, the odds are much higher you're a Democrat. If you don't, the odds are much higher you're a Republican. So those things absolutely so they divvy us up. So lawyers, highly educated. Jennifer, you're right. I don't know about all, but a lot will. I think that's true. The odds are higher that many of them will. I think that is true. So Christine says she's good at reading a teleprompter. Look, I'm not trying to take a stand on which one. I'm saying how you deal with your candidate the best. And you're correct. That's her skill set. Things she remembers, same old thing. She's not good on her feet, so don't put her there. Right? If I'm running her campaign, I'm not going to go, let's have a wide open random town hall out in the open outside. I'm never doing that with Harris. Never doing that with Harris. I'm not letting her riff. Stay on target. Friendly audience. Lots of sound bites. Go back in the basement. That's what I'm doing with her. I said this, Christine, weeks ago. Remember that? I was saying this weeks ago, and that's what they're doing. It's the right move for them. It's not her skill set. It's not what she does well. Yeah. Michael says, tomorrow's the Maha thing. It is 8 p.m. tomorrow, October 8th, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Yes. So if you guys want to watch or join on board and see, it's supposed to be a bunch of people. Let's hope they all show. I really hope so. I really do hope so. So, all righty. If I go down here, Joe says, have the polls been polling 60% of women in those swing states? If so, then advantage Harris. You know, I would bet not. I would bet not. I would bet they're trying to get 50-50. That's a good question. I should look at that. That's a very good question, Joe. Because if they're actually polling 50-50 and Harris is winning, advantage Harris. Because there'll be more women voting. So it should be skewed the opposite. However, what they've been trying to do, and I'm not sure, I think this will show polling companies, it's a business, right? They need to be correct or at least close. If they're not, people are going to stop paying money for them. Or they're just going to say, I just want it for marketing purposes only. And they're not going to want them to do anything real anymore. And that will destroy the industry, right? So they want to be better, right? They want to be better. They are trying to be better. Now, they may not be. It may not be possible, right? There's a lot of people who think there's a massive undercurrent of people who support Trump but don't want to vote for him. I'm sorry, support Trump but don't want to say in polling. If that's true, then the polls have to somehow figure out how to do that. You have to guess what that is and then somehow put that in their margins of error, right? If they somehow figure this out. They are trying to. That is true. Are they going to be successful? I don't know, right? I don't know. Joanna says, how do we reach these women then? I'm just wondering how. As a 50-year-old woman, and I'm in shock if any women aren't thinking about their children first. Maha. Joanna, it's a valid point. It's what I mentioned before. What the Democrats have done well, and what I think J.D. Vance was trying to stop and fix, was the idea of Trump is anti-woman. He just wants to stop your abortions. He wants your children to have babies, right? That's the story. And in many women, it's working. And J.D. Vance is not the guy to change that. Maybe Tulsi is. Maybe RFK Jr. is. Maybe somebody else is. Vance is not the guy to change that. This is the issue. Someone's got to be out there saying this is not true. This is what he really thinks, all that stuff. The problem is they've been brainwashed to believe that he just wants to kill you. And now, whatever you think about Trump, he doesn't want your children. He doesn't care about your children. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being forward. He doesn't, right? He's not like, I want to save all the kids. No. And he's also not like, I want to kill all the kids. He doesn't care. He's apathetic in this regard. So for them to act like he's trying to kill the kids, that's a big deal. And I think that's what's happening. The bigger issue is the Maha movement is about kids. You're absolutely right, Joanna. It absolutely is about kids. And that was my earlier point. I think the boat is finally moving. If Trump gets that going and pushes that Maha message, pushes that, Bobby Kennedy Jr. message, pushes that Tulsi Gabbard message, pushes that Elon Musk message, I think it can work. And again, this week is going to tell. Elon Musk yesterday, and then Bobby Kennedy tomorrow. Is it going to work? Is it going to go well? Did the Elon Musk thing go well? It seemed to. I mean, I can't deal with what, 25,000 people at that rally or something like that? Crazy. Musk is writing big checks, and it was all over the news. Like all the shows, and all the shows were insulting Musk, which is what Musk wanted and expected. And the show's like, we're gonna get him. No, he's like, yes. This is the same way that Trump was able to win in 2016. He was able to get all of that extra media, people going, see how bad he is, and it's working with Musk now too. And I think that will work. So that in that case, advantage Trump, if that makes sense. In that case, it did. So, alrighty. Alexa, thank you for being a member. She's not good at talking. She knows the same brain hack is easily influenced, and by using the same words on repeat and using nonverbal cues and emotions. It's true. And and if you're Alexa, if you were her boss, well, yeah, her campaign manager. If you're a campaign manager and they go, Alexa, okay, you got Harris. What are you going to do? Are you going to go, I know, make her debate. Would you do that? I would hope you wouldn't. They'd fire you pretty fast. You should be fired at least. If you'd say that, you would say what you just said. You would literally say those words. You would go, look, she's easily influenced. Same words. That's who she is. Okay. Let's have her say the same stuff to an audience who will love her no matter what she says. She'll just be saying the hits. Let's do that. She'll just say the hits. We'll do that. And they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. So you're right. And they're doing the best with what they have. Absolutely. The thing to remember is a lot of the people on her campaign, they honestly believe that she's the better choice of the two. They're not in it just for the money. I mean, some are, of course. But many of them think, yes, she is the best choice. So they will do whatever it takes to stop the evil man from doing it. A lot of people on Trump's team think exactly the same thing. He's the best choice, and they do whatever they can to stop her from winning. So they're doing what they think is best. I mean, there's always just scripters who want money. They're always there. But there are people who are true believers who are like, no, she's way better than Trump. Trump's a bad guy. Got to get her elected. Let's do what we can. And people on Trump's team going, no. Harris is a terrible person. She's going to ruin everything. Got to get Trump elected. Of course. So if you were that obviously, I don't think you're the person who thinks that Harris is the right choice or whatever. But if you did, you'd be thinking the same thing. How do we get elected? How do we beat Trump? That's it. Kim says, it's sad that money really means that much to the American people. It does. It does. And I think that it's not because the money matters, right? The money itself, right? It's what the money gets you if you spend it right. And the Harris team is actually pretty good at spending money. They're spending it to try to get those people that they want out again and again and again. They're spending it on regular ads, which again, the average voter watches regular TV. I know some of you who don't watch TV go, what? Yeah. If you watch like CNN, Fox, or MSNBC, you probably vote. If you listen to talk radio, you probably vote. The odds are very high. So I want radio ads. I want TV ads. Those people probably vote. I want them to think that Harris is going to win, because this is the part that I think is a weird one, Kim. Weirder than the money piece. How many people just want to be on the winning side? This to me has always been weird. Like they just want to be on the winning side and they don't care what it is. So people will say things like, well, I'm voting for Harris. Why? She's going to win. That's the reason. I'm going to vote for Trump. Why? He's a winner. Those are not the right reasons to vote for them, right? But a lot, you probably hear it. A lot of people are like, well, he's going to win. I'm going to vote for the winner. Yeah, but what about like the policy or the idea or World War III or your kids? More important, right? One of the most important things out there, right? I mean, Joanna knows, right? Is how about your kids? How about that? No, he's a winner. She's a winner. That's the reason. That part actually, Kim, gets me more than the money part, because the money part buys things that makes people think. So Mike says, camera need a refresh. Yes, my camera was for some reason need a refresh. So thank you for noticing. I had to keep doing that. Yes, absolutely. So, and Joe, yes, I was turning on a fan. So, you guys, give me hell for just, all right. I couldn't, you know why I couldn't turn the fan on, Joe? Because that had made it 3 minutes late and Mike would have been right. So I was like, I can't have Mike be right. So I'll keep the fan off, start the thing, turn it off later, go turn it back on. And then Mike is still wrong. And then we're good. That was the reason. So yes, that was the whole point. Absolutely. Yes. All righty. Joel says, oh no, agent's moving in. No. My agent's name is Stan. He listens to everything I do. So I let him know what's up. Yeah. It's fine. Stan's good. Stan, we're good. Stand down. We're good. Well, we're good. No worries. Absolutely. So Jeffrey says they are polling even in Virginia. Is that right? Jeffrey, that sounds crazy to me. Virginia seems like, I didn't think Virginia was a swing state. Maybe it is. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah, but there's more money they're going to spend there. More money. And if you need to spend more money, advantage Harris. Yes, advantage Harris in that regard. We'll see. That's a tough one. Okay. Let's see here. Goofy, how are you? It says Trump needs to say he will make abortion free and he will get it. You're not wrong. Yes. I mean, he would never do that, but yes, that would work. I think you're correct. He said that, done deal. I agree. Yeah, but yeah, not gonna happen. But I do get it. Yes. The AC says the economy isn't as good as the Dems think. Sadly, that's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Yeah, it isn't as good as they say. The question is, will people believe that? How will people take it? That part's critical. That part's critical. Raza, how are you, sir? Raza says, Harris is screwing up in North Carolina. The devastation and death tolls in Nashville are not being addressed, covered, or given nowhere near enough help. I have seen many people on the left, or I should say Democratic surrogates, maybe that's better, Democratic surrogates, who have said that you're wrong. They're saying it is good. They're showing examples of politicians praising FEMA. I'm not sure that's working, Raza. I've seen the Democratic strategists have been very good at countering this. I mean, I've been looking. I've seen 6, 8 different videos, talking heads showing, like the governor of North Carolina going, "Oh no, thank you so much, FEMA, for all your help," and blah blah blah, and all these things. So I don't know if that's going to work. I'm not sure it's going to work. Yes. Pinkaboo says Atlanta's an entertainment hub. Yes. Yes, that's correct. Absolutely, Pinkaboo. You see that. And that was on purpose. I don't know what group of people in Georgia thought that was the right answer, but well done. Lots of people go there now. It's a hub for airplanes. It's a hub for entertainment. Absolutely. Everything from clubs to dancers to concerts to movies, TV series, media. It is 100%. All the things. Totally right. Yes. Mike, impression and reviews. Tyler Perry has made a media empire in Georgia. Yes. 100%. Yes. AC says, my homie who works in the film in Vancouver says everything is slowing. Yeah, that's true. Vancouver picked up a lot, but then Georgia and Toronto picked up a bunch. Toronto also did something else that was smart. When we decided was it early 2000s, that we're gonna fix the stock exchange with all these rules and such. And Toronto said, "Oh, we don't have those. Come here." And Toronto stock exchange exploded. People stopped going public in America and went public in the Toronto Stock Exchange. They're like, "Oh, there's no rules there. We'll go there instead." Well, there were rules, obviously, but they weren't the same rules. We were like, we have to have rules because bad guys or something, which don't use any of the rules and ignore everything. And we did it anyway. So yeah. Any case, so Toronto got a bunch of that. Vancouver not doing as well. There was a time New Zealand was killing it when they were doing the Lord of the Rings film. Everybody was going there, right? Because that was the thing. Now that's kind of dying out too. So that's slowing down also. Media itself is slowing down in general because it's been so bad recently. So yeah, people are not watching as much like movies and things like that. They're watching things like this, to be forward with you. This is the podcast world is still very popular. So I could watch a movie that's not interactive at all, or I could watch Larry Sharpe Show, which is interactive. So a lot of people are watching interactive stuff. That's absolutely true. So yeah. Jennifer goes on to say Hollywood has no good ideas anymore. Here's what I would say. Hollywood is accepting no good ideas anymore. Lots of people with good ideas go there. They just get blown off. So, and next thing though is, right, in today's world, Jennifer, if you have a good idea to do something, more chance you can do it yourself somehow. Find a friend, more chance you can do it yourself, right? And then start to build something for yourself now. More chances you can. Make some kind of indie film or indie comic book or indie show on. I see fan fiction being made all the time on internet, all the time, right? Depends on the series though, right? Some people are really jerks about it and like don't want you making fan fiction, which to me always seems stupid. But some people love it. Like make as much fan fiction as you want. Like if I was lucky enough to have like a Star Trek franchise or something like that, I'd be like, everybody make whatever you want. I would be fighting like no copyright. I'd be like, write whatever you want, do whatever you want. Go. I'd be totally happy. So yes. Leela, okay, this is a long one. See if I can get it all down. Says, Larry, when the media plans the audience at a Harris event, they mostly show the first few rows. Will everyone who is for Harris show up with a vote on her for election day? Note to Larry's audience, they do not have the actual vote count by election day. It takes weeks to do that. Count. We receive under 1 or 2% of the vote on election night. It always seems odd to me when candidates concede to the opposing candidate on that same night or the second day. All right, that was a lot. Let me try to cover all of those things. Yes, right. Generally speaking, there is a right-wing media, of course, but the vast majority of the outlets are far more either corporate or left leaning than right leaning, right? And I don't mean far left leaning. There's very few very far right left leaning. There are some, but they're few. Most of them are either corporate or just regular American, Democrat. A lot of them are, and of course they are allies. But then you do have some that are right wing. You have the more Republican, like Fox News and OAN, Newsmax. You do have that bit too, right? They're much more right leaning than those. But regardless, they're setting up to make it look good. You're right, Leela. Again, it's the same thing. I'm talking about before. Many people think that politics is about things like policy or fairness or whatever. No, it's marketing. So yes, you're correct. They will set it up to look like it's all great and everybody loves it no matter what. That's the whole point, right? And again, if it looks like she's winning, people will say, "Oh, she's a winner. Okay, let's vote for her. She's the winner." That's good. I do think that's true. Your other piece, I completely agree. A lot of the election gets decided because actuaries say that from that X percent of the vote, we can project. If you note, they don't go the winner. They said projected winner. They don't say winner. It's projected winner. So you're right. It could be wrong. But actuaries look and go, oh, no, I know how the vote's going, where it is. They do all their computers, all the algorithms and go, no, it's a win. That's why they do it, Leela. It's not because they've counted. It's because they've used algorithms to project the winner based upon whatever area they're in. That's why it says projected winner versus winner. So I hope that answers your question. So yes. Christine says, if the word gets out how negligent the administration has been in North Carolina, Harris could be done. It's possible, but I don't see it happening. I see her team doing a good job of doing that. Yes. Liberty Lady says, did you know if you say brown cow when you have to sneeze, it's supposed to stop you from sneezing? I didn't know that. Okay, so if you ever hear me say brown cow, it's probably because I have to sneeze. Now you're talking about sneezing. I may have to sneeze. We'll see. Missy says, hit that like button. She is correct. It's free, it's easy, and it helps with Mr. Al Gore rhythm. It helps him. She's right. Please do that. It does matter. Yes. Mike says, easy to reach Dems with apartment and population being close to each other. Another very valid point. Mike, you're correct. Right? It is much easier. Right? More Democrats live in cities than in rural areas. That's true. More educated women live in cities than in rural areas. That's true. By percentage, there are more of them there. And it's a lot easier to knock on their doors and leave things on their doorknob, the door hangers, and to have little events. You're totally correct. That's accurate. Again, advantage Harris. She has advantages right now. She does have an advantage in these areas at this moment. I think more advantage than him at this moment. Again, doesn't mean he can't win. I'm just saying I'm trying to look at this from the most neutral way I can. At this moment, she has the advantages in money, in team, in time, and in space. She has all the advantages. The question is, can Trump turn a ship around fast enough to fix it? And again, this part was unfair, but it's just, again, a lot of this is unfair. But to be very forward, Trump had to get rid of his Biden team and come up with a Harris team almost overnight. His team was not ready for this. So they had to change that. And then they got to add all of a sudden Tulsi's on board, Elon's on board, RFK's on board. They got to somehow integrate that. That's not an easy thing when the system is as big as it is, when the campaign is as big as it is, when there's a campaign team in all 50 states. That's not easy to integrate. It can be done, obviously, and it is being done. It's just not 5 minutes. When Harris just went out and went, done. Here we go. Much easier. So advantage was definitely her. So yes. All right, so I grab here. I think this is for me. Edbid, is that right? Edbiddle? I don't know. I'm gonna go with Edbid. So if it's so important for the Libertarian Party to get 5%, Why are there libertarians in those 43 states that will not vote for the party's candidate? that will not vote for the party's candidate? Okay, libertarians are not going to get 5%. That's not even close to possible. That's not even close to possible. I wish it was. In 2016, I think it was possible. So yeah, that's not going to happen. There's zero chance. I'll bet anybody, there's zero chance. There's no chance libertarians get 5% this time. No way. They didn't raise any money. Well, not any. I'm exaggerating. They didn't raise hardly any money. How did they raise their money? You can't do it without cash, right? To be part of the game. In 2016, Gary Johnson raised $13 million and got 3%. Libertarian candidate hasn't raised $1 million. How can he possibly get 5%? Impossible. It cannot be done. So yeah. So I thought libertarians are in 47 states, right? Not 43. I think 47. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 47 states. New York is not one of those states. And Illinois is not one of those states. So if you live in Illinois or New York, you don't get to vote libertarian. You don't get to. I guess you could write in, I guess, but they don't count them. So it doesn't matter. There's some rule, if you don't get like X%, they don't count or something like that. I forgot. They don't bother counting. So they're not going to count. It won't matter. So I don't know. Why would they? I guess a virtue signal? I might do it. Maybe I'll just write them in to virtue signal, but it won't do anything. If you want a virtue signal, I guess that would work. So yes. So Alexa says, I don't know if I'm buying that logic. White cows aren't vanilla milk. Good point. So do you, yeah, so I'm saying they're probably at home thinking, how do you get strawberry milk? They're looking for pink cows. Must be like really weird. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So, alrighty. So Pickerbell says, campaign crunch time. Right now, everybody working hard. That's true. Me too. Believe it or not. Yes. Me too. Yes. It is. This is a challenging time. Yes. Jeffrey says, Chase should have adopted a stop 2270 strike. Yes. Yeah. Yes. You want it? Okay. Ed said, why aren't they doing this thing, whatever they're doing? Because they didn't have a goddamn plan, right? And I just said this. I was on Craig Pasta's show earlier today, and I just said this. And thank you, Jeffrey, because now you're going to make me rant. It's your fault, Jeffrey. Your fault. Look, I brought Lars Mapstead to the Libertarian Party convention. If you heard us before, too goddamn bad, Jeffrey's fault. I brought him there. He was not a member of either caucus. He wasn't a member of the CLC, wasn't a member of the MC, nothing. He was just a guy with neither caucus. So no need to fight. He was self-funded and had wealthy friends who loved him and could have made a PAC. He had a plan to actually stop 270 and the game, and was already talking to the RFK team to work together. So RFK get a couple states, he can get a couple electoral votes too, to actually stop 270 and send this to the Congress, to actually make impact, make a change, show them that we matter, show them the Libertarian Party matters, show them independents matter. That was it. And I was going to be his VP. So he had me on his team on top of it. So me on his team, tons of cash. He would have raised at least $5 million, if not more, maybe $10 or $20 million, but at least 5, if not more. Of course. And you might say, well, Larry, why don't you just support others? And I said, because I asked every one of them, Jeff. I asked Chase. I asked Rec. I asked everyone running, hey, would you consider doing this? No. They told me it's a stupid idea, bad idea, so dumb, no good. Got to do 50-state strategy. We've been doing 50-state strategy in the Libertarian Party for 50 years and going to get our ass kicked for 50 years in a row. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. Joe's campaign to 50-state doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. Gary Johnson 50-state doesn't work. I've been trying to make this happen since 2016. In 2016, I told the Johnson campaign, they didn't want to hear me. 2020, Joe Jorgensen didn't want to hear me. 2024, Chase didn't want to hear me. They don't want to hear me. They would keep doing the same stupid shit again and again and again and again, and it can the same. That's why we're not getting 5%. Just imagine if the party had gotten his head out of his derriere and actually put Lars Mapstead at the top of the ticket with me together, running as Libertarians, and then RFK Jr. drops out. When we've been working with them, we'd been working with them to win this damn thing. To win this thing. We've been working with them to get this Stop 270 strategy. All of his volunteers would have come to us. All of his people would have come right to us. We'd raise another $10 million overnight. And would have won at least one state, if not 2. Yes. Libertarian Party be on the map right now. They had done what I told them to do, but they didn't want to. They were too busy going, but I can't let the CLC win, or I can't let MC win, or whatever their thing was. So we virtue signaled all day, and we're not impactful in a year when we should have been impactful. So you just got me in a rant, Jeff. That's your fault. But yes, still true. They should have listened to me. I was right. And now I'm proven right, 100%. Not even close. I'm so proven right. But whatever. They'll ignore me in 2028 again. I'll come back and go, this is it. They go, no, I can't do that. They'll do something like that. They'll come up with some answer because they're mad at whatever. Because, yes. Anyway, okay. All right. Joel says, with the $/vote spending, they should just cut to the chase and hand out cash at the ballot box. That might be a better answer, but it's illegal. But yes, it might be a better answer. You know what, Joe? Be more transparent. We'll be more transparent. I'll give you that. Yes, it will be more transparent. Ooh, oh, you guys thought it was Putin was the longest one. Yeah, you all thought it was Putin. No, but Putin actually swapped. Putin was head of government, then head of state, then head of government. He swapped. So he wouldn't be either way. Remember, he was, I think, president, prime minister, president. I think that's right. Yeah, and their president is head of state, and their prime minister is head of government. That's a separate prime minister. It was Medvedev. It was that guy. I don't know who it is now. So yeah. IC says PA here. Also, I find it interesting is that walking through Center City in South Philly, you would not know there's an election going on. Not many signs. Axes or a few Trump signs. Yeah, I imagine that. That makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. So Jennifer says, I'm in South Philly. Well, there we go. We got people here. You guys matter. Wish I mattered. I wish I mattered. I wish my vote mattered. But it does not. Sadly, it does not. That's the hard part. But yeah, I wish my vote mattered. That'd be nice. All righty. Let's see if I can go down here. Goofy says, Libertarians have great candidates, but they didn't choose a great one this time or last. Delegates are playing identity politics. They're just putting up a solid candidate. They can do the job. Yeah. That was my entire point. Yes. That's my entire point. James says, Uniparty's hacking Larry's live stream. Hopefully they don't have info to his address. The NC GOP somehow knows my address and keeps spamming, mailing me to vote for them. How did I get my info? Yeah, it's funny is, for those of you who know, who, if you played a political game, very often if you want to be in the room with the right people, you have to spend money to go to an event. Often the event is $500 per plate, $1,000 per plate, stuff like that. Well, as a consultant that I am, I've had to spend that money and go to these places, of course, which means I get on the list for people who donate because those are officially donations. So I get all of them. Yes, I get all of them because I'm on their list, because I will donate to go. If I want to be around these people, I have to get there, right? And they purposely make it $1,000 a plate, $500 a plate, so that only the heavy hitters can show up. That's the reason. So I often have to put that out so I can get for my job, so I can talk to these people. So yes, you're 100%. Yes. Mike says, oh, there we go. Medvedev was in, by the way. Thank you. That was the one. Is it Med? I don't remember how to pronounce that. Clearly it's a Russian name, which I don't know how to do it. So yes. Yeah. All righty. Let's see. Gene says, I don't think the Chase, well, what about Libertarians tonight? Okay. I don't think Chase Oliver's campaign is as bad as Joe Jorgensen's. The last time I saw Chase Oliver, I was telling him that I couldn't watch the news when my middle son was in Iraq. His first words to me were, did your son make it home? Chase Oliver actually cares. I agree. That's an accurate statement. You're right. Unlike duopoly, candidates who support the military-industrial complex. Accurate statement, Gene. I agree. I do think Chase cares. I never thought he didn't. I never. If you've seen me make any complaint regarding Chase, it has not been on his policies. I'm he's a bad guy at all. I don't. I've never said that. I never have. I can't raise money. That's clear. And he doesn't have the right plan. But that would have been true for anybody. To be forward, that would have been true for anybody who won except Lars Mapstead. So the two things I say about Chase, I would have said about anybody else except Lars Mapstead, because they would have been true too. Well, can't raise money and bad plan. But he's a good guy. I mean, I know him. I've raised money for him. I've helped him. I've opened for him. I'm happy. But no, that's the issue. It isn't him. I mean, a lot of people don't like him. I'm not in that camp. I'm not in the don't like camp. I'm in the can't raise money, bad plan camp. That's where I am. So that's it. All righty. Let's see here. The AC says, there's no point in going anywhere unfriendly. Everyone else is forced to build clips from the friendly interviews then. there's a gamble, right? There's two reasons why you want to go to unfriendly places, I think. One of them is you want to hope there are some people who are unhappy with their guy or gal, and every little percentage counts, right? So if just 1% of the people watching this thing don't like their guy or gal, and you can move just a couple percentage of them, you got a couple people, maybe. The second piece is you also want your people to see you fight. Now, here's the difference. Generally speaking, this is kind of generic, but it does hold true many times. It's a good general rule. Republicans or conservatives tend to like strength more than empathy. Progressives / Democrats tend to like empathy more than strength. That's a tendency. Again, general rule. So if I'm a Republican and I go in the National Association of Black Journalists and I fight back, Republicans see that and go, yeah, fighting them. They like the strength. And I'll give Trump knows how to project strength. He's very good at protecting strength. He's not good at protecting empathy. That's where he needs surrogates, right? Because his surrogates got to do it for him. He's good at protecting strength like there's no tomorrow. So he projects it very well. Right? That fight when he got shot, just projecting strength all over the place. People love that, right? They love that. He's good at it. That's one of his skill sets. But if you're a Democrat, you have to project empathy. And one thing Biden did very well years ago, he's not as good now, I think, because obviously he's in decline. But prior to that, he was very good at projecting empathy. He was very good at feeling your pain, saying that kind of stuff. And people loved it. They felt it. And so Democrats like, this guy's great. A lot of Democrats you see, they actually, like Democrats who are running, actually like him. They like him. They don't think he's a good president, but they like him because he projects empathy well. As of course, Bill Clinton projected empathy like the best of so many of them. He could say it. He's the one. I feel your pain. So I think if you're on the right in any way, you do want to go on the opposite, and you want to show you could fight, right? And don't get me wrong, Democrats like when Democrats can fight too. If you remember, when they loved Joe Biden the most is when Joe Biden was like, I'm going to take Trump out back in a shed and beat him up, or whatever he said, that thing he said. Democrats ate that up because, okay, here's Joe projecting empathy, and then, and he can fight. Oh, that's like dream guy. That's Democratic dream guy. Republicans the opposite. You got to be able to fight, and then all of a sudden be like, oh, a puppy. Okay, now dream guy or gal. Harris isn't good at those. She isn't. So she's not a talented politician, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to be mean to her in this regard. I'm just being forward. She's not Biden 15 years ago is a far better politician. I didn't say senator or president or vice president. Politician. So Biden's a far better politician than Harris was. Than Harris is today. Far better. Harris is very lucky. She has a great team around her. She fell into it very well. Good for her, right? Very lucky for her. Very good for her. So, but she's got to do better at those two. So, Peace Logic, thank you for the $9, the $10, my friend. I appreciate the super chat. The sun is so bright, gotta wear shades. Did you subscribe? Did you like? If you hate Larry, if you don't, you hate Larry and me. That's true. So I'm gonna say the future is so bright, I gotta wear shades. And you should subscribe. If you have not subscribed, you're basically robbing me, is what you're doing. You're robbing me. If you watch this and don't subscribe or follow or whatever, you are basically just robbing me. You have sunglasses on, you have a gun in my back, you're saying, give me your money. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Why would you be that kind of person? Don't do that. Subscribe. It does matter. Peace Logic is correct. You should subscribe. And not just that, you should share if you haven't already. Super chat me as he did. I love that. And become a member if you want to. I try to grab members to the best of my ability. Click that join button at Larry Sharpe YouTube, and you can join. It'd be amazing. All righty. Let me grab some of these if I can. All right. Mike says, apparently Call Her Daddy is the biggest podcast, bigger than Rogan. Oh, I didn't know that. I knew it was like top 3. I didn't realize it was bigger than Rogan. But yeah, I know it's a big deal. Missy says, why was Harris on Call Her Daddy back in the day? That podcast was too besties talking sex stuff. I'm assuming it's changed. It has very much. You're right. It used to be that. For those of you who don't know, I have some friends who watch it. And they both told me, like, my God, they used to talk about all their heart. Like, it was raunchy stuff. That's, again, these are women friends of mine who, when we were talking about it, told me they're like, it used to be like very raunchy stuff, like detailed of young women's sex life. That's what it used to be. And I guess it's moved on from that. So wait a minute, Missy, that means you were watching it then. What were you talking about? Okay. So anyway, I think yeah, I knew it was top 3. I didn't know it was number 1. So yes. All righty. Let's see. Mike says the reason why trend of polls is better than any one poll is they over underweight polls and adjust who takes the polls. So never a real sample. Okay, there we go. That's fine. I did your thing, Mike. I'm not mad at you. I did your thing. Yes, 100%. Joe goes on to say polls that don't include all candidates in the ballot in respective states are inherently not trying to be accurate. I try on Twitter to comment to include Chase Oliver when the polls show. Yeah, I think that's a valid point, right? Remember, people are doing polls for 2 reasons. One is to get data, but the other is to market. So if I get rid of people, I market myself better. So yes, absolutely. To Alexa's point, as she just brings up, they want to appear better, not getting to be better. Yeah, absolutely. I do think that's a piece. It does matter. So Kim goes on and say, I wish polling was not allowed. Just another way to persuade people to vote on the winner like a horse race. You're not wrong. It's accurate. I think polling should be, and it's not here, but it should be only internally, right? What polling should be used for, in Kim and your and I perfect world, in our perfect world, polling will be used only internally to see what's working and what's not, so I can change my messaging or shift my policies to make the people happy. Yeah, I know that's funny because that's not what it's used for, but that's what it should be used for. It should be used to see what the people want so that I can change my policies to make the people happy. That's how it should be used. It's not. It's not. But yes. All right. Missy goes on to say, double check that you're subbed. YouTube has been randomly unsubbing people across the platform. That happens to all the time. They unsub you. So you wonder, why am I not getting the links anymore? Because you got unsubbed. Because YouTube randomly decides, oh, you're a bot, and just unsubs you. That's it. Just, you're a bot. I'm going to unsub you. Yes. Proud Vet says, Harris has hundreds of millions of dollars more money, as I mentioned. Yep. And according to some, she has sewn it up. It would show up in her expansion of the map. Yeah, look. This is to Kim's point. People are talking because they want to act like she's the assumed winner. So that people go, yeah, I want to get on board and get on board with her because she's the winner and vote for a winner. I get that. That makes total marketing sense. Doesn't make it true. Look, is it possible that Harris has it, sewn up? Maybe. I don't see it. I can't see it, is what I'm telling you guys. I mean, maybe some of you believe it. Maybe you think it's already done. And I was talking to a guy today when I was getting my haircut, a nice tight haircut that I get all the time. He's like, no, Trump landslide, guaranteed. I'm like, how can you guarantee it? He's like, no, I know it. It's underground. It's ground game. You're going to see it. Trump landslide. Now, Trump might have a landslide. I mean, to be forward, if those 7 states all go the same way, that's a landslide, right? If Trump gets all 7 or Harris gets all 7, that is, so a landslide is possible. But how can you be that sure? And he's like 100%. He's like, no, I'm good, done. And to your point, Prabhat, I know people the same way. Harris got this in the bag, done. How can you? I don't get it. And I predict stuff all the time. And I'm like, no way. No way. The AC says, Liberty Lady, I already voted. I wrote in lottery. Oh, I got to vote for president. Look at that. That is amazing. I got to vote for president. Gray says, Trump is known to respect money and success. Yes, and power. That's true. Don't see why Musk's success doesn't lead Trump to use Musk more. If I'm on a Trump team, right? If I was, I would be all about using all my surrogates all the time. I would make this all about the unity ticket. I think a unity ticket would make more women feel comfortable, right? Because there are some women who just don't like Trump at all. They've been told their whole life how bad he is. They don't like him at all. If he had that unity ticket thing, where people could look at it and go, well, I'm not really voting for Trump. I mean, I am, but I'm kind of really trying to get Tulsi in. Or I'm trying to get RFK Jr. I'm trying to get Elon Musk on board, right? Any of those things, now it changes the dynamic. So the Trump team does not have me, but if they did, that's what I think you're right. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be using my entire team. I'd be using my Justice League. I'd be doing that all day, all night, because that the people who love Trump and his strength already do, right? That's a done. They're going to vote for him. It's done. So instead, get that Justice League thing out. And you have the people on the side going, maybe this is better. Because, of course, there are a lot of people who are voting for one because they just don't like the other, but they don't like this one either. So if you're like, I don't like Trump, so I'll vote Harris, but you don't like Harris either. But then here comes the unity ticket. You go, okay. I like that guy, or I like her, or I like him, and they're the same team. Yeah, fine. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are Democrats who like Tulsi. A lot of anti-war Democrats like Tulsi. Put Tulsi up there. Oh, so I'm voting for Tulsi? Okay. Years ago, it's a true story. Years ago, I'm walking in New York City, and I meet a bunch of, this is back in 2008, and it's Hillary against Obama in the primary. So I'm talking to a bunch of these guys, and I say, look, you guys are making a mistake. Like, what do you mean? I said, tell Hillary to stop using the name Hillary. Like, what? Yeah, don't use Hillary. Use Clinton. Like, what? It's just use Clinton. Don't use Hillary. Why? I said, if you use Clinton, there's a bunch of people who have nostalgia in the 90s Clinton ages. They'll look back and go, oh, yeah, that was Clinton. That was cool. That was great. It's 2008, right? I said, you'll get those people to vote for you. And you have anybody who's like, I don't vote for that woman. Go, no. You're putting Bill back in the office. You're putting Bill back in. You're doing that. I told them that. They didn't listen. And Obama won the primary. That's a true story of 2008. I literally told you, I'm like, dude, you got to stop. Hillary's a bad idea. Got to use Clinton. You got it. She's still Clinton. She's not taking the Clinton away. Use Clinton. Don't use Hillary. Use Clinton. Still her name. It's totally fine. And now they're putting Clinton back in office. It's nostalgia. Come on now. Perfect time, 2008. You could do it. You could beat Obama this way. They don't want to hear nothing. They don't want to hear nothing. They want to hear it. She got to be Hillary, and she lost. See, people have been not listening to me for literally decades now. Look at that. For decades, they've been not listening to me. Anyway. Peace Logic, thank you for the $5, my friend. Larry, I've said something before. Somebody depressed by the political landscape. Tell me your best hope and action for the future. I still think the best hope for the future, I know how trite it sounds, it's third party. And I think you see it. I think it's obvious if you see it. You look at what RFK Jr. has done to the Republican Party and Democratic Party just by being as popular as he's been. He has exposed some of the horrible corruption that is in the Democratic Party because they went after him, right? Which exposed. Now, it's in the Republican Party too. I'm not saying it's only the Democratic Party, but because they went after him, they exposed it, which is a good thing. Showed how ballot access was broken. Showed how unfair it was. And now he's starting to change the message of the Republican Party. So there has been impact, and he didn't even finish the race. So imagine if he had finished the race. Third parties can change the narrative. Third parties can expose corruption. Third parties can change how things are spoken about. Third parties can make changes in debates. Imagine if RFK Jr. had been in both debates. Even if it doesn't win. I mean, look, obviously I would hope a third party would win. Obviously that's what I want. But just have impact to move things, make things better. That's the hope. And I'm not done trying to get a third party. I'm not done. I tried in 2020. I tried in 2018, worked in New York State, lost it in 2020. Tried in 2022, failed. Tried in 2024, failed. Let's hope I can do it in 2026. Let's hope I can do it in 2026. So, yeah, I keep failing, but for some reason, I just keep going. I don't know why. So, yeah. In any case, yes. All righty. AC says, I want competent government. That means they have to be accountable, my friend. And until they are accountable, they won't be competent. Yes, absolutely. All right. Nancy says, Harris is absolutely going to lose. Another one. There's a lot of you guys out there who you're sure. I don't know how you can be sure. Trump's going to California. He's going for the popular vote. Trump's going to California for two reasons. Same way he went to New York. One, raise money. That's number one reason. He went there to raise money. Number one. Number two, showing him in California doing well motivates his base to come out. It's a smart move. Again, him coming to the Bronx, I don't know if you guys remember that. He came to the Bronx. Brilliant move. I mean, just brilliant move. Whoever thought of it, whatever person put it together, just brilliant move. It was filled with people of color, Black and Hispanic. They loved him. And there were some people who were mad, of course. There's always some people who were pissed off. Of course there were. but I mean, it's overwhelmingly popular. It's not popular, overwhelmingly positive. And he looked good. He was talking to black people. Oh, okay, look at that. Republican talking to black people. I don't see that every day. It's great. He'll do the same thing in California, but he's not going to win California. And I do not think he's going to win a popular vote. He might, but I doubt it. I do not see. There's just too many Democrats in the country. I don't see him winning the popular vote. My gut says he may win the election, but if he wins it, same way he won it last time, I think without popular vote, I think it's going to be Harris, #1 popular vote. And then under that, it's going to be Trump, then RFK Jr. Still, even though he's only on 31 ballots, I think he'll still come in third, even with that. I think then Jill Stein, fourth, because she's still backed by a lot of anti-war money, and the left is now attacking her, which is giving her, I think, more energy. So I think she'll actually come in fourth. I think Chase Oliver comes in fifth. Cornel West comes in sixth. And popular vote. When it comes to electoral votes, I think only Trump and Harris will get electoral votes right now. I don't see anybody else getting electoral votes, and it'd be in the swing states. That's the best I can give you about prediction right now. That's my best prediction. We'll see. All righty. IC says our country's doomed. I believe Trump can slow the progression. I think a lot of people believe you, but the outlook isn't good. Babylon is falling, which is why I want third party. I don't think there's any way of stopping it besides that. I think that's the only answer. It's the only answer. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So, all righty. Let's see here. I do want to grab some more of these if I can. Let's see. Nancy says, wait till the hurricane hits Florida. That's right. Another one's coming. Nancy, you're right. Another one is coming. Yes. We'll see how that works. Yes, we'll see how that works. 100%. We'll see how that, because they should be looking at that, trying to fix it. They should be ready for it. You would think, right? You would think they are. Yeah. Christine says there are videos of people saying they need hundreds of body bags, which are being refused. FEMA's confiscating supplies and locking them up. It's so bad. I've heard that too. To be forward, Christine, most people are limited in what most people are limited in what they see. So they see the right thing. That turns them either way. That turns them either way. So, all righty. Mike says, Harris doing photo ops, meal prep is obvious grift, but only works if you lean left to start. But data is clear. Biden and Harris have failed. FEMA funding is a big problem and can resolve with a call by Biden. Yes, but that's my I think you're agreeing with me. I think you are. The point is she's not trying to. Harris is in no way trying to get you to vote for her. Mike, she does not care if you vote for her. She's not trying to get you. She doesn't care what you think of her. She doesn't want you to vote for her. She doesn't care. I mean, if you want to vote for her, she doesn't care, obviously, but she's not trying to. So she's looking for people who are already in her world. So yes, it works if you lean left. That's what she's going for. It's a smart move. It sounds kind of like you're saying it's bad, but it's good. No, it's just good. That's the right answer for their plan, right? Now, if their plan fails, clearly it was the wrong plan. But their plan is screaming obvious. Their plan is get more of their, and I've been saying this literally for months, right? Their plan is to get more and more and more, right? More and more of their own people to show up. That's their plan. So this is perfect for them. You're right. If you lean left, it works. That's what the message is for. It's for those people. So yes. David, how are you, sir? It's been a while. Larry, after the dust settles in November, what's your plan to advance freedom and prosperity? I'm probably going to run again. I tried running in 2022. That clearly failed. I tried giving the Libertarian Party a chance for me and Lars Maps in 2024. That clearly failed. I'm probably going to run again. I might do mayor of New York City in 2025. I'm not 100% sure, but I might do that. And I might also do governor New York 2026. So I'm considering a run in 2025 and 2026. And I hope I can draw more people in. I have not given up on a third party yet. I do want one that's going to be viable. I know the Libertarian Party is a third party, but it isn't doing anything right now. I need to be able to do more. I need to be able to be more effective. You need somebody at the top of the ticket to motivate them. Someone at the top of the ticket who can raise money. Someone at the top of the ticket who can do something. I want to make that happen. So that's where I'm going. And I'll support people who run independent too, right? I hope they will. So they should be able to get more independent people who are running. All right. Let me grab a couple more of these. Vivek says, Libertarian Party screw us up by not nominating the Maps that Sharpe ticket. I agree. I'm a little bit biased, and I don't care. And I don't care. Yes, that's true. I'm a little bit biased, and I don't care. Still true. Absolutely. So, Dan, thank you for this. Dmitry Medvedev. Thank you. I couldn't get his name right. Thank you, Dan. Yes, Dmitry Medvedev. I'm not sure. Is he the current? No, there's a different prime minister now. I think it was first term. It was Putin, Medvedev, and then they swapped, and then third term Putin. But I think someone else is the prime minister now. I don't think he's some like minister of something, right? Because he's still very loyal. Yeah, absolutely. Gray says, you and Lars both have great stories of facing challenges, time, and overcoming. It's true. Yeah, absolutely true. Yes, very true. Goofy says, Lars Maps would have been a ticket. We'd be killing it right now, guys. We'd be killing it right now. Imagine. We would be absolutely killing it. There's no doubt. There'd be so much good stuff going on right now if that was happening. But what are you going to do? We move on, and we hope for 2028, and we see how that works. That's all. We figure out how that works. Okay. Gene says, my middle son wants to use the name Lars Mapstead for an NPC in our D&D game. Do you think Lars Mapstead would object to that? No, I don't think so. I think it'd be kind of funny. I think he'd probably enjoy it. I love that. I used to be a really big Dungeons & Dragons fan. I used to DM all the time. Not as much now. I haven't played probably in 5 years, maybe more, 10 years, maybe. With my kids, when I was a dungeon master for a while, just having them play and understand how it works. My daughters didn't really like it that much, but they just kind of wanted to experience it. So I did a bunch of that for them. And when I was in Marine Corps, oh man, I used to DM all the time as a teenager, all the time. Yeah, I actually prefer being a dungeon master than I do play. I actually prefer being a dungeon master. Most people don't. They prefer playing, but I'm the guy who actually does. I like being a dungeon master. I think it's fun. I like the back and forth of it. I really do. So, any case, Jennifer says Dem registration went down 30% in Philly. Wow, that is not good for them. No, they should be killing it in Philly, Jennifer. That is not a good sign for them at all. Look, I know people are saying that Philly's kind of wrapped up for Harris. I don't believe that. I don't. I think Trump can win Philly. I'm sorry, Philly, Pennsylvania. Trump cannot win Philadelphia. Sorry. But can Trump win Pennsylvania? Yes. I think he still could do it. I think he actually could do it. So this I didn't hear. Rocket Man, Rocky Matrix says, FEMA offered to pay $750 to those affected, but many are getting denied because they made too much money last year. Oh, there's a limit how much money you make? I didn't know that. I assumed it was no matter what, you just got it. I thought you just got the money. I did not realize that there was some piece to it where you had to make it. I didn't know that. Okay. There we go. All righty. Saiba says, someone who is a vet and good at organizing should probably consolidate all of us vets so there can be a legit voting block. The issue is there is actually a veterans party. So there is a thing you can, people don't know that there's a veterans. I had a guy on my show. Yes, there's a veterans party. So you can join the veterans party. There are people who are doing that. It does exist, but it just isn't that easy. You know, vets don't always have the same views either. Vets aren't always a monolith also, but there are a lot of veterans in the Libertarian Party, many of them. So that's one place to look. So Mike says, Larry, only a famous person can run third party. It's the truth. Just do Republican liars so you can get in office. Trump thought third party 2000, realized he wouldn't win. For what? Mike, I mean, I got to be realistic here, right? Let's say I go down your road and I go, I'm going to run for as a duopoly party. Okay. I'm running as a Republican in New York. What am I going to win? Nothing. Republicans can't win where I live. I got to move. I got to move? The Republican, as I think I told you guys, at my city, state, and federal level, all three are Democrats and members of the DSA, members of the Democratic Socialist of America. All three. City, state, federal. All three. That's how deep blue where I live is. I'm going to win as Republican. At the state level, they don't run candidates anymore. The state level, they run unopposed. They don't even bother running candidates. Don't bother. There's not even a candidate being run by the Republican Party. They don't bother running. I'm going to win that. Oh, run as a Democrat. In that establishment, where socialists, open socialists win, I'm going to win that primary. I can't win anything in where I live. So I can't run as Democrat, can't run as Republican. So why? I can't run. It's impossible. You're asking the impossible. People say, well, Larry, move to a state where you can win. So, okay. So I'll move to, say, Tennessee. And I'm going to come to Tennessee. And I'm going to say, hi, Tennessee people. I don't know you at all. I'm from New York. Please vote for me. No, carpetbagger? I'm not a carpetbagger. That's going to go over. And I'm going to step in front of some Republican or Democrat who's been there for 20 years. And they're like, fine. Come on, New Yorker. Come on in to Tennessee and take over our party. That's going to happen? Mike, I think you're asking a bit too much. I appreciate the sentiment, but I think you're asking too much. I live in New York. I know where I am. I know what I'm doing. In this case, that's not true. I know the environment I'm in. How about that? That's a better way of putting it. I know the state. I know the environment I'm in. It's me as an independent or it's nothing. It's not how it's going to, that's it. That's all. I appreciate the sentiment though. I do. I really do. Peace, Lodge. Thank you again for the $10. I appreciate the super chat. Most of us are left to choose Trump or Harris, or we choose a virtue signal. Yes, you're right. I wish you were wrong, but sadly you are right. I love RFK. I really trust RFK and support for Trump. I don't like Trump. I want to cry. Advise. Well, if you don't live in a swing state, I would vote for RFK or your guy anyway. I would do it anyway. If you don't live in this, I would anyway, because what difference does it make, right? If you live in California, if you live in Florida, you live in Alabama, it is. I live in New York. Does it matter who I vote for? It doesn't matter. Vote for your guy, whoever's closest to you. If you like RFK, make him the guy. If you think Chase Alves, vote for him. Vote for the third party person who you think is best. I think virtue signaling is fine if you can't make impact. That's my issue. Can you make impact? Then make impact. I told everybody I was going to vote for RFK here in New York State. I was, because I thought he was going to be on the ballot. He'd be the only third party. We could get ballot access if we got 2% of the vote. That's how it works in New York State. We could have a third party in New York State next year. Okay, that's making impact. Vote RFK Jr. Makes total sense. Let's do it. Okay, he's not on the ballot now. Now what? I can't make impact anymore. I'll virtue signal. So my opinion is, if you can make impact, make impact. If you can't make impact, virtue signal. If you live in a swing state, you might want to vote for Trump or Harris because you'll be making impact. Your vote matters in swing states. I hate to say it, but it does, right? If you live in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, whatever, you may want to vote for one of those two because you will be making impact. You don't vote no's, you're making an impact. You don't do anything. Virtue signal. Again, unless you have a third party in your state on your ballot that requires your vote for ballot access. If you have that, I would vote for that party so you can get that party ballot access next year. That's my personal, you ask my advice, that's my advice. Let me go back. I told a lot of stuff. If you live in a swing state, your vote matters. And you care about Bobby Kennedy Jr., you probably should vote for Trump. If you care about Bobby Kennedy Jr., you probably should if you live in a swing state. If you don't like Trump, vote for Harris. If you live in a swing state, right? Whatever. Your vote matters. Do what you want, right? Your vote matters. But if you live in a non-swing state, when it comes to president, it does not matter. Unless you're in a swing state, you're in a non-swing state where that third party needs your vote to gain ballot access. If so, please vote for one of those parties, the one's closest to who you are, whether that's Libertarian, Green, Constitution, whatever is the closest to you, that's third party that needs your vote, vote for them so they can get ballot access. Otherwise, virtue signal. I'm probably going to virtue signal. Nothing I can do. In my state, New York State, there will only be 2 people on my ballot. That's it. I have Trump, Harris. New York State does not care, and they made sure that you cannot have independent candidates on New York State's ballot. You do not get it. You don't get to have that in my state. So sorry. Done. I wish that was not true. Yeah. Mike says there's no limit to FEMA funds. That's what I thought. That's what I thought that. Yeah. That's what I thought, Mike. See, that's where my head was. I thought that was true. I did not remember them ever being that. Yes. Pick about Larry running as an R or D would lose everything, would lose everyone with him now because he'd have to sell out to the duopoly, betraying his entire thing. Also true. Yes. Also true, pick about. Yes. That's why I'm not doing it. It doesn't make any sense for me. It's just a lose for me. I would rather just not run. Right? I'd rather just not run. So either one. I would rather just not run. So yes. So Mike says, even as a mayor run, Larry can't get the Republican line. He's right. Mike is correct. I can't. There's no way. It doesn't work. And they all know me. Like the people know me here, and they know who I am, and they know what I think. They know I'm not one of them. They know that, right? That's the issue. They already understand that. So yes. Provet says Unity Avengers theme would make him the change candidate. Nicole Shanahan and Tulsi Gabbard. My point exactly, Provet. My point exactly. If I'm running a Trump team, I'm obviously not. If I'm running a Trump team, that's what I'm telling them. It's exactly what I'm telling them. You are correct. That's what I'm telling them. 100%. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. Shelly says, 4th podcast with no response. Thanks. I don't know what that means, Shelly. What did I miss? Did you ask something I missed? Did you ask something I missed, Shelly? I'm sorry. This goes by so fast. I try to grab them. I must have missed if you asked something. I hope I didn't miss something. So yes. The AC says he's on the ballot here in Illinois, but I don't know if he gets any amount of 5%. He's on his. Yeah, I don't know how Illinois works. I assume you require a certain percentage. Is my assumption. If you can get that percentage and you care about that, I would do it. I would do it. Yeah. Christy says, I think Trump will win like he did back in 2016. He better give RFK Jr. a really good job. I hope so. I hope he gives him a good job. If he wins, hope he does that. It would be terrible. Yes. Absolutely. Mad Nomad says, Larry, no. Peace Logic vote for Trump, RFK Jr. slash Tulsi. I'm an RFK supporter big time, and I've already cried. Look, if you're in a swing state, I get it. If you're not, why does it matter? I'm saying forward. If you're not in a swing state, it doesn't matter, right? I don't know. I don't see a way of getting around that swing state piece. If you have another answer, I'm open to it. I just don't see it. I don't see it. So, I can't imagine it. So, all righty. Rick says, did you drop your ass to vote for RFK in non-swing state? If so, I'll vote Chase. Did I make that ask? I don't remember if I made that ask. I did back when we were going for 5%. You're right. When I thought RFK Jr. when he was still in the race and we were going 5%, I thought, yeah, he's not going 5% anymore. So do as you see fit, Rick. That's what I'm saying. He's not doing 5%. He's not anymore. He's not doing it. I wish he was. I wish he was, but he's not. So, yeah. Good luck. Riot says, why do you think Trump didn't get Tulsi as VP? It was rumored for a while. Do you think Tulsi didn't want the spot? Or do you think Trump didn't want Tulsi? Tulsi brings more votes than Vance. I think he didn't want her. That's my gut. That's what I think. I think she was happy. She would have been happy to take it. I think she would have. I think he decided. I think he decided no. I think he thought Vance was a better pick. That's my gut. But again, he picked Vance also when it was Biden. That's to remember. He picked Vance when it was Biden. He thought, I'm going to win. I got this covered. And at that point, he did. Right? If this was 3 months ago before Harris was anointed, I was like, you heard me say that. Trump's going to win. Trump was going to win. I would have, back then I was saying, right now, Trump's going to win this thing. And when it was Biden, that was true. So I think Trump thought the same thing. I got this in the bag. I pick who I want. I like this JD guy. I got him. I don't think he was thinking about these things at the time. That's what I feel. Because I think like his team wasn't ready for it. And then all of a sudden Harris came and they were like, what? What? Oh my God. Yes. Jess says, you did say that 5%. You're right. I did say that. Now I'm remembering now. I'm remembering now. Yes. Look, if you think he can get 5%, Jess, go for it. I still think it's, look, the 5% is a big deal for many reasons. If you look at right now where he's polling, right now he's only polling at about 3%, right? Polling at 3% tells me that he's probably going to get 1 or 2%. That's my assumption, right? Generally speaking, you get about half of what you poll, generally about that. He's polling about 3%. You probably get 1.5%, 2% in that area is my gut. There are some people who are very loyal to him, obviously. So we'll still vote for him. If 200 million people vote, that's a lot. If we get that high, that means he'll get over 2 million votes. That's a lot of votes to get for somebody who is supposedly not running for president. So that would be amazing. So yes, I still think that Stein will get a bunch more, of votes because again, Stein's also going to get a lot of Muslim votes. She has a Muslim who's her VP. She will get a lot of Muslim votes. So I think she's going to be right behind him. I think she'll be number 4. That's my gut. So yeah. So there we go. Glance at that piece. Yeah, there we go. My head's back in the game. I had to think for a second. Guys, please, if you would, click the button that is like. It does matter. If you haven't already, shared, please share. Thank you for all super chats. I always appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow as always. And if you want to become a member, click the join button on Larry Sharpe YouTube to become a member. I try to grab the members to the best of my ability, that I can. I try to do that. I do want to say a couple things though, if I can. Alrighty. Number one, tomorrow, let me see if I get my exact piece here if I can. Tomorrow I am going to have Nico House on. Wednesday I'm having Dr. Rechtenwald on. And Friday I'm having Nomiki Konst on. So 3 guests in a row, 3 shows in a row. There'll be no show on Thursday. I'll be with my little girl. My little girl's coming to me, so it'll be nice. I'll be with my little girl, so that'd be good. And so no Thursday, but those 3 days and 3 separate guests. So it should be good on all of those. Peace Logic, thank you for the $10. Damn, Larry, okay. I'm pushing you in a corner. Which is better? I think what you're saying is Harris/Trump doesn't matter. Can I push you? Which do we put me on? I love it. Thank you. I get another vote. Good. Give me the, I guess if someone noticed, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, maybe. So look, if you want to go for the 5%, look, there is value to my earlier point, and Jess brings up, right? To my earlier point, is there value in Kennedy getting a bunch of votes? There is. Sadly, I think his team doesn't see it, but I'm going to tell you guys the truth. The more votes Bobby Kennedy gets, the more leverage he has if Trump wins. If Trump wins and he has a lot of votes, that means he has people who want to do things for him. He has power leverage. It means it's a higher chance that Trump will give him something, make him do stuff, whatever. Higher chance. Chances go up. He has more leverage. If Trump loses and Harris wins this, and Bobby Kennedy Jr. has a bunch of votes, it sets him up better for the future. If he wants to run in 2026, 2028, if he wants to run again, having that votes means he has a baseline already. How do I know that matters? It matters for me. People know that in New York State, I got about 2 to 3% of the vote, that they know that those people who will vote for me about that will vote for me for my polling that I have about that. That gives me a baseline to run already. So it makes me better to run versus somebody else trying to run. So there is value to him doing it. Sadly, I don't think his team sees it or even cares. They're not thinking that far. What are you going to do? I think that far. I'm the one saying it. I think that's why I've been saying it. That's why I said it before, Jess. You're right. That's why I said it before. I just become so downtrodden because they don't seem to care or want it. So I've kind of walked away from it because they don't seem to want it. It does drive me crazy though, but it does matter tremendously. So I hope that answers your question. Liberty says, show tomorrow, 1 p.m. show, radio show. Yes. And I will have my show radio show tomorrow. For those who want to call in, WYSL, Rochester, New York, the Sharpe Way Radio will be on tomorrow live at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I will have that too. Yes. Think for yourself says, I really dislike Trump, but his team is getting my vote. Well, there we go. A lot of people agree with you. You're not alone. A lot of people agree with you. Absolutely. So, Big Bro says, Trump doesn't need RFK Jr. voters at the election. Correct. But the other people who are running in 2025 and 2026 who are Republicans who will be supporting Trump, they will. You are correct. Trump won't care. So if he doesn't have that many votes, nobody's going to care. If it's a bunch of votes, they will care. There'll be people running in 2025 for local offices, people running in 2026 for Senate, people running for Congress, and they will want RFK Jr. votes. They will want those people. They want RFK Jr. to support him. If he has a bunch of people in certain states and Trump disses him and blows him off, well, then RFK Jr. just lost those votes, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say I'm in a tough state like Pennsylvania. or something like that. And in 2026, I'm going to run for Senate. Well, if I'm a Republican, it's a tight race. I want RFK Jr. coming to my state and, stumping for me. Well, if Trump screws him over, RFK goes, I don't care what you've done, Republican, you screwed me over, and walks away. I lost that. But if Trump does him right, and RFK is all part of the Republican team, and I go, send RFK to Pennsylvania so I can win my Senate rate. He goes, okay, sends him. That's why it would matter. You're right. It doesn't matter for Trump. He doesn't care. But it matters for others who are now under. So I hope that's what you get what I'm talking about. That's why that would matter, right? Now, let's say he gets 3 million votes. That'd be amazing for RFK Jr. What if 100,000, 200,000, come out of a place like Pennsylvania or someplace like that, or whatever state, I'm making a state, whatever state is, right? And now I'm running and I could win by 200,000 votes. I won Kennedy there. That's what I mean by that, Pink. I hope that's clearer. So yes. Pink says the radio ads crack me up. Yeah, well, because it's a live show, so the radio ads pop up and I just put them online. So whenever you're watching the show, you just listen to it. It's just how it works. Absolutely. So yeah, it is true. Absolutely. Okay. And I think that's good. Michelle says, hold on. Someday I would like to take a deep dive on ranked choice voting. I will jump on that one day. I will. I will jump on that one day. I will. Guys, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna ask you, as always, please, once this is over, please come back on and put down your comments after this is over to help out, Mr. Rhythm, Al Gore, that guy. He cares. Helps tremendously. I'll be back on tomorrow at 1, my live radio show. Also at 7 with Nico House on, again, Wednesday and on Friday. And I may do a Libertarian Coffee Live on Thursday, maybe, but I may not. I will see you all very soon.